Hello and welcome to your 2024 forecast reading. This one is for the Aquarius. Please remember, this doesn't replace any medical, psychological advice you've been given. It never overrides your free will. No one should be able to ever override your free will, and it is to be taken as entertainment. I am working with the collective energy, which means I am working with the consciousness of all who are born under the sun sign of each and every one of the zodiac signs. This is for the Aquarius. And so, sorry, I had to pause. And of course, as anyone that's been following my work knows, these never get edited out because they are channeled. And the moment you start editing your channel, then it's no longer, it is then infused with what you think people want to hear. And so channeled messages are designed to stay as close to the way that they have originally come as possible. And so my cat got herself locked in the room. So here's something for my Aquarius. You may believe that you are trapped in something, but there is no door that is locking you in. It is a belief. It is that which entraps us is the ability of our mind to believe that we cannot move beyond a situation or that we cannot get out of something, that we cannot go through. And it may not be easy to get ourselves through something, but we just have to keep walking. We just have to keep moving, just have to keep going. Eventually there will be an opening. And if you just stay in one place, in one thought, one way, you'll never be able to find your way through. If you stand there waiting for someone else to come open the door, for someone else to come fix you, heal you, change your life, you'll always be waiting. And so Aquarius, I don't know where some of you are in your energy. It's almost as if you have forgotten who you are and the power of what you have. I have Aquarius as my north node. It's my overdeveloped. So that determination to be like everyone else, to be my weird, wacky, unique self, led me down a path of discovering that that my normal, my laid back kind of normalness was the path that I needed to take, that I need to get through from being caught up in having to live in resisting everything, never, going against the grain of everything and getting out of the flow and trying to do everything myself and trying to be different and trying to be unique and trying to be all those things and remember authenticity. And so getting through that was having to break through those walls to know there was nothing holding me hostage to that story but myself. And so this is some of the energy that's coming up for you, is that, often you may be saying, I don't belong in this world. I don't like it here. I don't belong in this world. I don't want to be here in this world. And what you're saying is, I reject and rebuke everything that exists in this world, and don't give me nothing because I don't want to be here. And if you start to say, you know what, I'm really starting to embrace this human journey. I'm starting to find joy through these experiences. I'm starting to understand the importance of being here, that my spirit, my soul came here for this human experience. And if I only exist in my soul self and always trying to escape and always in deep meditation and not letting yourself be human and be a part of the human experience, allowing yourself to feel safe in relationships, allowing yourself to have relationships, allowing in love, then you'll always be on the outside. You see yourself as an outsider, and you'll always be on the outside of all the good things. Everything will feel like you are taking the long way around, resisting the things that are coming and being stuck in this jail of your thoughts, entrapment, right? And if you just start moving through that energy, you start to see the places where you have been accepted. If you start to see the places where you've met a lot of similarities in a lot of people, that we have similarities. We all are birds of the feathers, right? And we flock together. We just find our clusters. We find those people. And so recognizing that within yourself, that this is part of the archetypal journey of the hero's journey. And you may be in one of your dark night of soul journeys, whatever that may be, that you have to begin to find your way to back to the light. And this is the year of where coming back to the light is an important part of your journey. You may come kicking and screaming, somebody else may be holding your hand, but they're saying, okay, you got a choice. You can stay trapped in here. You can stay trapped in this story. You can stay trapped in this belief. You can stay holding on to this misery, or you can come with me and find happiness and find some sort of happiness and joy while we are here. So this may be where some of you begin to live your second coming, your second life. It may be the year where you start to step into a deeper knowing or wanting to understand more about yourself. It may be the year that you finally step into studies, studying theology, spirituality, or it may be just going back to school altogether and just learning something totally new about yourself. You may be, you could be the person who was always out there doing all the odd jobs, never wanted to 9-to-5 job. And then all of a sudden you may find yourself taking accounting, or you may find yourself going back to school that's going to put you totally in a position of taking a job where you're going to be at a desk, where you're going to be doing the everyday things. Because what you're realizing is that maybe that everyday job brings me the comfort and the satisfaction of the life that I really would like to live, and not constantly in the struggles, that I don't have to be constantly struggling. And that's not putting me back into the system. I'm not getting lost. I don't have to be a rebel to the cause of this, is that this provides for me so that my soul, my spirit is freed from the constantly having to chase life. And I feel like as we're moving forward into 2024, you're done chasing, you're no longer chasing life. You're going to start attracting the things that allow you to have a life, that allow you to, that give you the permission, giving yourself permission to have a life, to live a full embodied a life where you just feel like, oh, okay. And for some of you, it may be starting a business. It may be where you just start to know that, okay, I've spent all my life trying to keep it safe or just trying to be this one person. And now I'm ready to become the business owner. So to become a businesswoman, you got to become a person in business. And when you become a person in business, you got to understand business and what business details and what it means to know that you are now the source of your income. And the source of the income is going to be you. And if you're the source of the income, you have to be the one that's reaching out to the sources to bring in that income. And so this is where there's a lot of mind shift. There's a lot of mind shifts that is happening for the Aquarius energy. It could be stepping into becoming a mom or dad for the first time, becoming a parent, becoming a partner to somebody. Like, and I don't mean just dating, I mean like the full commitment into marriage, into come together, into union of the souls, of where it takes a lot of extra effort to really truly embody all that it means to be loyal to the right things. To become in partnership means that you also have to be able to consult with something deep within yourself, and you got to go inward. You got to draw out the best of you to be in partnerships, in business, to be the best that you can be when we start showing up. This is the year to begin to show up. It is the year to start to be present. It is the year to start stepping forward. And no, it's not going to be perfect yet. And it's not going to be smooth sailing. And it's not going to all fall perfectly into place. It means it takes effort. And that you looking at some of the people that you even judged previously as business owners or inspiration out there, that you start to look at them and look into them and ask yourself, well, how did they make it? And how did they make it work? And so that may be your own parents. If you got the parents who had that longevity in a relationship, you don't have to have the same beliefs. You don't have to believe in the things they believe in, but how did they make it work? How did they get through that relationship? Or how did they survive business? Or where did they go wrong? And it's looking at all sides of things, perspectives, so that you can be a student of this world. You can be a student of Earth, and you start to connect into the earthly energies that are here on earth. It's like your feet are going to be planted a little bit while you're still able to fly. So it's like dropping down. Birds don't constantly stay in the sky. Birds have to land. They have to rest. They have to sit down. They have to rest on a branch on the ground. They need to build a nest to lay their eggs, to give birth to new ideas. They can't give birth in the sky. They can't give birth while they're flying. So you have to get yourself planted here on earth. You have to be here on the ground. You have to do the things that you need to do that are right here on this earthly plane, and connecting deep into this earthly plane, and also imagining and dreaming. And what is that dream? You may have to have your large dream, but then chunk it down, bring it down into smaller pieces. What is achievable this year? What am I capable of doing? What do I have the time to do? This is not a year to become the big overachiever and overextend yourself, because you're going to need the energy to get into 2025. And so this is where it's like you got to land on this, or you got to land yourself, plant yourself right here, do these earthly things, strengthen the support that's around you, strengthen the energy that's around you, and really truly strengthen the self. And I just keep touching my necklace because it feels like somebody's pulling. It's getting heavier as I'm speaking. And so you have that noose that's been around the neck, that chain and collar that you feel like you have been wearing. I just feel like we're taking that off now, releasing that. It's the year of breaking those chains, breaking free of the old energies that are holding you. Yes, no, and not hiding, because we're hiding often behind the resistance of being self, right? It's like the rebel. So the rebel may be the one who's been living your life, but are you really truly that rebel? Or you may have been trying so hard to be, the practical one, or trying to be the all organic one or the all natural one. And that over trying so hard to be everything is exhausting. It's time to relax. It is time to relax your energy, relax on yourself, be gentle to yourself. It don't mean you let yourself fully go. It just means you stop trying so fucking hard to be something, to be a somebody, and you just start to allow organically your truest of self to evolve, to just appear, to walk through, to come out of this imprisonment that's there, and opening up opening up to that truth somehow. And so I'm going to go to a deck that I actually just used this morning for one of my dear friends, and I'm going to go to the Palladian Wisdom for you, which is not something that I often would do. No one else has gotten this deck, but you're getting them today for whatever reason. I feel like the Palladians, our blue people, are speaking to you, and the blue ones are showing me. So my blue people are showing me all of the rods. So the almost like gates and jail cells, right? The walls of rods that keep us out. But on the other side of that, I'm seeing gates, and they're not the same color. So the rods here are more of a pewtery, silvery color. And over there, I'm seeing golden gates. We can't get to the golden gates if we're trapped over here. And so there is a creating of our heaven on earth, means that we have to utilize the resources that are here on earth. And this is the year for you to utilize those resources that are here on earth for you to utilize, but still letting the spirit bring out your authenticity. And so your authenticity has its own little weird, wacky little ways. It has the uniqueness of you, and a part of that true identity, and in that essence. So your sparkle and your shine is what's needed, not your shadows, your sparkle and your shine. And when sparkle and shine begins to be the thing that leads your way, you will be walking your right path. And so, right. And so this is about our connection and making our connections a manifestation into that key connection. And so here we have this connections, and about what kind of connections we're making and who we're making connections with. And I'm going to switch over to the cards now for you. Let me get the camera moved. So my attention goes to this yellow line. And I feel like this yellow line brings me into our spirit connection. It feels like I'm really looking at um, the center of self, like in the connection to spirit and who we are on a spiritual level. And I feel like that's what's really coming true for you. And also then we have this earthly, which is walk outside nature, put your feet firmly on the ground to connect with the earth that supports you. There you go. There's our validation, right? Ah, see how those lines connect? We might have to move the cards a little bit. See, your spirit is asking of you to give it the best human experience. And if you're giving it the human experience of only showing it all of what is wrong in this earth and all of the anger, then how does it know of the good things? And so this rooted and planted is that you have to land here, be one with this earth, be one with these relationships, come into relationship, into people, and to be a part of this on a bigger scale in some way. Your support is here. Your support is here. You have support in both. And if you can bring your heaven and your earth together, you will create your heaven on earth. And you're here to create your heaven on earth. And your heaven on earth means that you also have to invest into the earthly life. And know that it's okay. Stop being afraid to invest into the heavenly life, into the earthly life. It's like if you constantly say, well, you know, the sky is falling and the world is going to end, so I don't have to do anything, or we're going to all be living captured in cages. And no, you already got yourself in a cage, so you'll be quite comfortable if the world leaders decide to put you in a cage. You're already living there. You've been living there for a lot of years. So get out of that mindset, get out of that thought. And it's time to move that energy beyond that thought. And then we have cycle. Honor your body's rhythms and cycles to live in harmony in nature. So your word this year is harmony. And moving forward into this year, we want to step into harmony. We have the 8, we have infinity. This part of spirit is always with us. We have our source connection. Your soul is not going to die here on earth. Your soul is going to return home, but you got one lifetime to be this human. What of the human experience do you really want to embrace? Time to start taking that action. Time to start planting roots, planting seeds and roots, and letting life grow. And this is the year to start allowing yourself to grow your life in so many ways. What needs to be nurtured, and honoring, you know, what cycles, your ups, your downs, the energy you have, how much energy you have. Sometimes you don't have all the energy in the world. Sometimes you don't have the energy to do specific things. And that's just going to be. So this brings us into also your sacral, your solar plexus. And so sometimes we get so wound up with the problems. Everything is so big that we can't see the solution. But if we walk ourselves in, if we do the labyrinth walk, if you go all the way in on a labyrinth, then you'd be able to get focused. If you get in, we see one problem, one thing. We can only do one thing at a time. What is the one thing that I can commit to right now that I know I can achieve? And then this is where when we get everything, it's all consumed in here. And when we surrender and we release what seems to be consuming our world, then, you know, a problem that seems like we've gotten all tangled up in it, as we release, as the solutions. As we release the problem, we also release the solutions. And solutions find their way in. And sometimes we need to rest. Sometimes we need to take action. But if you're not listening to your body, if you're not listening to your truth, then you're never going to be able to find your way either way. You're always getting caught in a spin. And harmony and balance is so important this year. Get into the hum of life. Get into the song of life, the music, the magicalness of your human existence. What do I need? I just feel like this is going to be a year of meeting new people, gathering with people that you love, building connection, building strong relationships. And there's all the things that you feel like have been an absolute problem. I feel like this year, if you get busy living, everything that you have been focusing on, including like the self-pity journey that we sometimes take, is that you will move beyond that, because it is time to heal the anger. That anger of, you know, how come the world is like this? Why do people behave this way? Why does this happen? Is that it is time to change this energy. And by allowing ourselves to get into harmony this year, you will be able to shift the energy and to allow the healing of the anger to take place. And anger is the overriding, sad creates the anger, right? When we become sad, when we feel disappointed, when we feel disheartened, heartbroken, let down, dismissed, unseen, there's a sadness that comes with that. But sadness, after a while, the tears stop and anger grows. And when the anger begins to grow, it causes us to get into this sense of hysteria, of madness within ourselves. And so we act out. And so the act that's coming out is often one that was triggered by the sense of whatever that sadness is. And now it's time to heal this part of the journey so that you can get to the root. And so this is rooted in the healing. So we have root energy center, that of our relationships, our past. So a lot of past healing, so that you can embody this human journey, this human existence, and this human world. And so we have the fearlessness. Be fearless, be fearless, because fear is the most disempowering emotion on the planet and the basis for all disease. Such truth. And so the fact that you hold that we become a rebel is because fear is guiding our way and it's disempowering. It is time to become fearless. The healing of fearlessness calls us to bring in Archangel Michael. It calls us to bring in the angels and to have our spiritual sword. We all have a spiritual sword. We can all cut those cords and those chains, and we can call in the angels and the guides, the Pleiadians, to help us to cut those cords, to bring freedom into our lives, because this is a year of change for you. This is a year of new beginning. And this is where change begins. So this is where we start to step into reversing anger, returning, transmuting anger back to love, healing from fear to fearless, and gaining the courage to be everything that you need to be this year. And it's all existing right here for you. It is a year of much change, but it does require you to put the work in. You will need to be an active participant in your life this year, and really pay attention to the stories you tell yourselves, the narratives, the things you watch, the things you get over invested in, the things you become obsessed about. It's time to release that addictive behavior to anything that is not serving your highest good, and begin to move into a beautiful new beginning of clearing and healing and getting those energy centers spinning all in the clockwise direction, which means going forward. You're ready to go forward, but it requires you to remember, birds don't fly constantly, they land. And sometimes we have to put our feathers in, our wings in, and we have to settle in to give birth to new things. And this is the year you need to land and get one, and get one with the earth, connect to earth. And because your spirit is calling for you to create beautiful earthly experiences. I send you so much love. I hope you enjoyed this message. It's a very different message from any of the other ones that I have given. So something very special for that Aquarius energy. Beautiful. So if you like my videos, please subscribe. I can feel this reading in my heart and in my soul on such a level that I'm just like, I don't even want to detach from it. I want to stay with it. And so if you like these videos, please subscribe. Please hit the like button and leave me a comment to tell me throughout the year of your experiences. I love to read them. And if you want to know more about my work, go to CorrieThorne.com, and you can check out all of my work and purchase my books and my Everyday Goddess Oracle cards, which I absolutely did not use in your message today. So I send you much love. I will speak with you soon. Bye-bye.